Hey guys, welcome to Advisory. First and foremost, my name is Mrs. Collins. Some of you might be wondering why it took so long to get a Google Classroom set up for this advisory. It's a long story, but I'm going to make it super short. The short version is that I got hired about a week and a half ago, so it took a long time for my paperwork to get processed, just so I could set up a Google Classroom for my regular classes, my social studies classes. And then I actually didn't know that I had you guys in advisory or that I'd have an advisory class at all until Wednesday afternoon. So then it took a little bit to figure out, hey, what does this school do for advisory? Uh, who do I have in my advisory, and getting your guys' contact information and setting up my Google Classroom. So that's why it took so long. Today is going to look a little bit different than normal just because this Google Classroom took so long to get set up. All right, real quick, a little bit about me. My name is Amanda Collins. My first name is Amanda, last name Collins. This is a picture of me with my family. This is my husband, Patrick. We have a 15-month-old daughter. Her name is Elizabeth, but we call her Ellie for short. And then I have a super cute dog. His name is Otto. He is actually a year and 1 day older than Ellie. So their birthdays are just a day apart. So they were like naturally born best friends. All right, I'm going to go over the goals of this class, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently. These are not the goals in my advisory. So here are the things I don't want this class to do or be. I don't want to add another assignment or project to your guys' already full plate, right? Distance learning is really hard in itself. I don't want this class to add just like another assignment that you have to do. I don't want this class to contribute to the stress that you guys might already be feeling, especially doing this hybrid model or distance learning totally. I don't want you guys to feel awkward in this class or make you feel awkward or force you to do cringy things or answer cringy questions in front of your peers. I know cringy is kind of an old slang term, but it fits, so I'm going to use it. All right, here are the goals of my class. I want this class to be a virtual space that you feel comfortable talking in. I want to give you guys an advocate. Okay, so I want to be that person that you feel comfortable going to where you're like, hey, I need help with this, or this assignment is being a thorn in my side, or I need help navigating a situation with a certain teacher. Like, how do I approach that problem? Feel free to ask me. Anything that happens in this class kind of stays in this class. And then I want to support you guys any way possible. I'm also new to this school, so I feel like we could probably be really good together, just kind of figuring out what we're supposed to be doing. And I want to help you guys gain some life skills like stress management, time management, navigating online learning, all that sort of stuff. All right. So how this class is going to work. I have a quick disclaimer. Know that things might change because all of this is so new. I'm new to the school. The hybrid learning model is all new. Distance learning is new. All of this is super duper new. If I make any changes, know that I'm doing it in your best interest. A lot of the times I'm going to ask for your input. So I might say, hey, do you guys mind if we change this certain part about advisory? And I'll take like an anonymous vote so you guys can tell me your opinions. And then I'll take that data and make sure that I'm changing it based on what you guys want and don't want. If I make any changes and I didn't ask you guys, it might be because I have a new requirement as the teacher. So the principals and vice principals or even the superintendent might be saying like, we want you guys to do this specific thing in advisory, and I might have to change it just because it's a new requirement for me. I'll let you know if it's a requirement that needs to be changed. All right. So here's how this class is going to work. I will post something on Monday. It is not an assignment, okay? So don't freak out. It's just something to think about to prepare you for your advisory meeting. We will have a virtual meeting on Fridays at 11:30. I promise that that will not go later than 12. Okay, 12 is the absolute latest that we will end. If I feel like, you know what, these kids have discussed, they have done everything that they needed to do before 12. So, like, let's say after about 10 minutes, everyone's like, yeah, I think we got what we needed here. We can go ahead and end it early. We're not here just to fill time. We're here to support you where you need support. And if you just don't need support in that area, we can go ahead and end early. This is meant to be a support group, not really a class. Okay, so you don't have assignments that you absolutely have to do. You don't have big projects. It's meant just to be a support group. This distance learning is stressful for everybody, and so we're all kind of coming together to make sure that we're all doing okay. All right, so here's what you need to do today. Today, we are not going to have a virtual meeting. I felt like that would be super unfair to you guys, especially because I was just sending out invites this morning. Okay, so I just got this class set up this morning. I didn't want you guys to have to rearrange your schedules or expectations to make way for a Google Meet, especially when this is all super brand new. Okay, so today only we are not going to have a virtual meeting. This video is kind of taking place of that virtual meeting. We're going to have that virtual meeting next week, so that way you have that time to mentally prepare for a virtual meeting. Instead, go ahead and fill out the advisory form. That's just information for me, only I will see it. I'm not going to share it with your classmates or anybody else, just about like if you go by a different name or a nickname. So if you're a William and you go by a Will, go ahead and let me know. It also is going to ask about any activities that you're in, your interest, hobbies, and things you liked about advisory last year and things you didn't like about advisory last year. That way I can make sure that this class is best supporting you. If you have any questions, or even if you just want to introduce yourself, talk to me, feel free to email me. It's right here. It's also going to be on your Google Classroom post for the day. You can text this phone number or you can call this phone number. This is not my personal phone number. It's set up through Google Voice. Google Voice is just an app and it assigns you a phone number. It'll still go to my phone, but it's just not my personal phone number. Okay, one more thing about that. You don't need to install the Google Voice app in order to use that phone number. You can just go ahead and text it or call it like you would any other phone number, and it'll still work. All right, I think that's pretty much it. So just a quick reminder to watch this video, and then that Google form will be at the bottom of your Google Classroom post for the day, just right here. Submit it when you're finished, and then you're all done with advisory, and we'll see you guys next week.